Hello, welcome back. Scott Geek and the black screen right now, just as the game boots up again. There we go. Yeah, welcome to God is a Geek and this F1 2018 stream. As you know, the game's out on Friday. I think it's Friday. Wow, brain's frazzled apparently. And yeah, I mean, you've got the Belgian Grand Prix out. No. Got the Belgian Grand Prix this weekend, and so I thought I'd give it a go. Try driving that Grand Prix. Hopefully we are all live. Everything's going fine. Just have a quick look. Should be fine. Right. So after a Twitter poll earlier, it was decided I am racing for Red Bull. And if you don't know, although it's Aston Martin Red Bull, it's not actually Aston Martin. It's not actually an Aston Martin car at all. It's currently a Renault engine, and it's going to Honda next year, I think, if I remember right. Hello, David. Yes, I am the man known as Gary. Gonna drive as Daniel Ricciardo because I like Daniel Ricciardo. Right, so there we go, Belgium. Right, so we don't want practice. We're gonna go with qualifying. We'll go with short qualifying, I think. We're going to go with 50%. And I'm going to knock the difficulty up to hard. I normally have it down at about 52, 53. It's kind of like the sweet spot for me, but you know, we want a bit more of a challenge, I think, for this stream. Race settings. That's alright. That's how I have my setting. That's all dynamic. So yeah, right, that's it. So yeah, we're gonna do the qualifying, and then 50% race, which I think would be about 20 odd laps. It's quite a long circuit, but you know, we don't want a 20-minute stream, so we're gonna go for it. Right, that's that set up.
It's qualifying time at Spa, one of the mightiest tracks on the Formula One calendar. Long straights, up and downhill, Eau Rouge as well. This track isn't for the faint-hearted.
It's a good-looking game.
And as we wait, poised for the start of what will hopefully be a thrilling qualifying, why don't you tell us, Anthony Davidson, about the things you can do to really get the most out of a car in a session like this?
Well, you're largely limited by the Parc Fermé regulations, of course. Back in the old days, pre-2004, you'd work on both a qualifying setup and a race setup over practice, and then swap them over after qualifying. So the race car was quite different at times to the qualifying car. Nowadays, though, you have to find a compromise that works for both. There are a few things that you can still adjust during the session, such as the differential, the brake bias, and the front wing angle, but that's about it. So it's more about optimizing what you do have and adapting your own style to suit the track conditions.
A little bit of stuttering on the game's end here. I don't know why. Well, hopefully it's not going to affect. It might do. If it does, we'll figure that out. So car setup, I tend to go for increased top speed because you need a bit of extra speed with this. Yeah, that's not good, that performance. I don't know why I'm getting this performance hit right now. Sorry, just bear with me a sec. I'm gonna see if I can work this out. Right, hopefully that'll sort it for now. Sorry about this, guys. Had a few hiccups when I was trying to get it set up initially anyway. Let's see if that's fixed anything. That seems a bit better. Right, so yeah, can't make any adjustments now.
Standing by.
So we'll drive out. I hate this pit exit though, because it's so narrow. It's like, don't crash on the pit exit, please. Okay. Oh god, that was a very bad start, wasn't it?
That looks bad. Are you alright? Let me know you're
Cold
all
tyres, I was not prepared for that one. Let's try that again, shall we? Right, let's try that again. See, cold tyres are not good. Right, so I want to knock that down for now, because you don't want full fuel all the way around. Brake bias, knock it down to about 50 something. And this is one of my favourite tracks, and so I'm looking forward to this this weekend's Grand Prix. There we go. I tend to have the tyre wear setting on at the bottom, so I can tell how my tyres are doing. I'm going a little bit slower around the track, just so I don't get right behind the guy in front. You don't want that when you're getting a flying lap, otherwise you'll just get compromised and it'll slow you down. I'm already going to be compromised enough playing it on a harder difficulty than I'm used to. It's a long circuit, but it's quite a fast circuit. Right, let's see. I need to brake hard here because it's a very, very tight chicane. Bus stop chicane, I think it's called. Right, I'm going to hit the DRS as much as possible in the correct zones during your lap. And I almost forgot to turn the fuel mix up, getting me a bit faster. Let's see if I can not mess this up. Wow, I don't know what's wrong with me today. Right. Right, I need to watch myself on this, don't I? For some reason, I'm getting no grip around there at high speed, so that's gonna screw me. Around there, a little bit wider than I intended, but not too bad. It's a slow corner. It's a little better than that. Ooh, nearly lost it there. definitely lost it there. Ooh, not doing well here, am I? Right, let's this has got to be the worst I've ever done on this game.
Confirm you're okay, please.
At least you're getting some comedy out of it, watching me fail over and over again. Don't know why I'm doing so badly. And this isn't even in the rain when I really do suck. I haven't mastered the rain on this game yet. Jesus Christ.
Are you alright? Engine off. Engine off.
Well, it's gonna be a long night, isn't it? Alright. Let's try again. Very wide, that. Okay. I mean, I was hoping not to really be using the rewind tonight. It's like, you know, you want to make it semi-authentic, but you know, I'm doing that badly.
That's P2. You're currently in second place.
Second place isn't bad at all, actually, considering that terrible lap. Don't know how much fuel I've got. Yeah, not enough. Where is my grip going through that? I genuinely don't know. Right, so we'll go back to the pits and change tyres, have another stab at it, and see where we end up for the race. I don't actually know how long this session was. The tyres aren't too bad. I don't know what tyres it puts me on when you do this, because normally in real F1 you have like three qualifying sessions, and your best time in the second qualifying session, for those that get through, ooh, that was terrible,
There's only one lap of fuel remaining.
is the, yes, I know. Yeah, sorry, the best lap on the second run is the one, those tyres are the ones that you start the race on, and you kind of do your race strategy around that. Whereas this is just, I just went with the one qualifying session, so I'm assuming it doesn't take your tyre use into consideration here. Not very good, that cornering, but doesn't matter too much because I'm going into the pits anyway. But you'll see the pit speeds as well. Can never quite get that right though, going into the pits. Okay. Yes, David, cold tyres are definitely bad. There's no grip in them. You warm them up and they kind of stick to the surface basically from there. That's why, if for anyone who doesn't know about motor racing or anything like that, that's why when they're going sort of on the walnut laps and stuff like that, they're weaving all over the track. It's to get heat into the tyres. Right, so tyre select. So yeah, it's given me tons of tyre options. I don't know how this is going to work. Well,
our best lap so far is a 1 minute 50.1.
Let's see. Well, I'm well behind Vettel. Well, that's not well behind, but 2/10 is quite a gap. There's just under 10 minutes left of the session, so that's not too bad. Where is everyone on the track? It's not a good time to go out yet. If you want to try and get out with as little in front of you as possible. Right, so I think I'm gonna want to be going out round about now.
All personnel be aware. Car leaving.
I think by the time I get round... Ah, someone else has gone out. Bugger. They're gonna be a pain. So let's go with lean fuel usage. Don't want to go too full on this lap because you want your tyres to be decent for when you start the flying lap. So you can just go straight from the pits to the flying lap if you want, but I tend to like going around myself, and you're still getting a feel for the circuit.
In 6th place, P6.
Pit engineer who loves to talk all over you. And you can, I mean, there's like your temperatures. If you, I mean, I don't know what the sort of the best, like the optimum temperature is. Just, you know, high but not too high. But I mean, they are super hot. I'm gonna wanna let's go to max fuel now. Doesn't matter too much about the speed you're going into that corner when you're
Okay, just want to remind you to keep an eye on your tyre temperatures, which you can do on the temperature panel of the MFD. We monitor carcass temperature and surface temperature, and you'll get the best performance when they're both inside a normal operating window. Surface temps tend to fluctuate faster, so try a few laps with the data open and get a feel for how to control them.
That was better. So I think it may have been a combination of cold tyres and the track not being rubbered in, which sounds a bit like an innuendo, but yeah, the more the cars go around it, the more this kind of make the track stickier, which again in innuendo laden there, but. Get this one right. Oh, I turned in too early, but not too bad. Could have been better. Could have been miles better actually, but like that one could have been much better. Turned in way too late.
We've only got 2 laps of fuel left.
I swear they always talk to you on corners though, you know, it's like the worst time. That's terrible, but... Oh, there we go, that's much better than I expected, to be perfectly honest. Right, we can go back to the pits now. Let's go to lean to make sure you definitely don't run out of fuel. Shouldn't do, but still a little bit of sort of grip loss going into that corner. I suppose the downside of this stream is trying to read comments when you're driving a car sort of 200 mile an hour. Not the easiest thing in the world. The only thing I'm worried about though now is the race is going to be like, I'm sure the race is going to end up being in the rain or something, and it's going to go horribly wrong. Oh, more so than that. But yeah, there's a lot of management in this game, but it simulates F1. You know, you've got to manage your tyres, you've got to manage your fuel, because they all start on the same amount. But you have like different engine modes. So if you wanna fight off someone who's behind you, or you want to just make up a few tenths of a second on the person in front, you know, you can turn the engine mode up a bit, but you risk loss, you know, using up too much fuel. And when you've only got a certain amount, ooh, that didn't happen, honest. Right. So we'll leave it there and we'll see how it ends. I'll just accelerate the time to the end and see where we get. Close, David. I think he won it. Vettel won, I want to say 4 times in a row. Could have been 5, but I think it was 4. I think it might be 4 because if he and, well, you got him and Hamilton sort of going for the.
Time repairing the damage to the car.
Yeah,
Our best lap so far is a 1:48.7.
Shut up! I'm trying to talk. Yeah, I think him and Hamilton are going for the championship this year, and I think whoever wins it gets their 5th championship, possibly. I should know these things, but apparently, brain doesn't work today. But yeah, right, let's accelerate time now to the end. Just deal with whatever happens.
As we wind down from the excitement of qualifying, here's a look at your top 3. Ricciardo, Raikkonen and Sebastian Vettel. Goodbye for now then, but we're really just getting started. Make sure to join us again for Lights Out tomorrow.
Or in like 30 seconds. Okay. Now I get to find out my strategy. Whether it does have anything to do with the tyres I've just used.
It's Sunday and that means it's race time here in Spa. As the cars are being prepared, let's join them trackside for the start of the Belgian Grand Prix. Spa Francorchamps then, a historic 19-corner circuit with a lap distance of 4.35 miles. There's over 100 metres of elevation change here, and with long stretches of the lap spent flat out, a good top speed will be vital for success. Alongside me to discuss all the action today is Anthony Davidson. Thanks for joining us, Anton. Tell me, you were down in the pit lane earlier. How do you think the track conditions are today?
It's looking a bit cold out there, if I'm honest. These tyres do have quite a narrow operating window in terms of the temperature they need to maintain in order to extract the best grip. So with a cold track surface, it's going to be harder to keep those temperatures up, which will lead to lower grip and maybe more mistakes.
We're almost ready to go then, and this is what the starting grid looks like for today's race. Daniel Ricciardo starts from pole position today, edging out Raikkonen, who'll start P2.
That's
Looking
quite a
down
difference.
the rest of the grid we have Vettel, Hamilton, Valtteri Bottas and Verstappen, Alonso, Sainz, Hülkenberg and Sergio Perez, Van Dorn, Ocon, Kevin Magnussen and Leclerc, Grosjean, Sirotkin, Lance Stroll and Marcus Ericsson. Hartling and Pierre Gasly rounds off the grid. Now it's almost time to lights out, so let's go down to the track.
Yeah, well, the presentation was quite nice.
Okay, remember to protect the inside on the run down to turn 1. Make yourself as wide as possible.
You know,
Robust,
slow mode is
but fair.
on, and does the talking get repetitive? Slow mode? I don't know what slow mode is. Oh, the chat, is it? I did not know slow mode was on. I don't know how to change that. Give me a sec. You might get a black screen for a moment as I check this out. So chat. How do I change that? Sorry about this, guys. So advanced. I would have thought it's in the chat section somewhere. Enable snow mode. There we go. Hopefully that'll sort it. There we go. Right, so that should be fine again now. There we go. I don't know why it was on. It's not normally on, and I didn't check. I didn't change any settings, but there we go. It's off now, and we can get back to it. And hopefully you won't have any black screen for much longer. A few technical difficulties, but we're getting there. Okay, right. He says we're getting there. There we go. Right, so my race strategy. Yeah, 22 laps. There's a lot of tyre management in that one. That one you can kind of go for it, but it will be a slower race. So obviously you're making 2 stops. I don't even know, you can change your fuel load. That must just be a thing for this mode, because as far as I'm aware you can't. Anyway, what do we think? High tyre management, make it a little bit more edgy towards the end, or low tyre management and you can just gun it, but it might be a bit more of a struggle to win. I know the chat's a little bit behind what you're actually seeing, so give that a moment to see. So car settings, you can't change them now, aside from minor changes. Like, let's see, which ones is it? Yeah, your front brake bias, and I think it's just just your front wing. But I tend not to mess with them because I have no idea what I'm doing. Low tyre. So low tyre management, we're going for a 2-stopper. Okay. Right. That's the strategy we're on then. And I'm just gonna throw the excuse right out there. I'm terrible at race starts, so this might not go well. That was probably the best race start I've ever done. No, that wasn't very good though, was it? Right, so let's get that on, and let's.
Okay, that's a good start. Keep it up.
I think they're going to gain on me now though, because I had to let off the accelerator a little bit going up there. Here they come. Whoa, that was a bit close. It actually just went into me. Well, Jesus
okay,
Christ.
you have wing damage. This will be a major performance impact unless you box for a new one.
Wow.
A new strategy is available on the MFD.
Oh, Jesus Christ. This has gone horribly wrong. Right.
Confirmed.
We'll change the strategy and... because this win ain't happening anymore, is it? 'Cause, I mean, the way the car's turning is because my downforce is all screwed because my front wing is damaged, and so turning just doesn't really work that well. Well, no, this is about damage limitation now than actually trying to get anything other than... well, I mean, I'm just going to try and get points now, I think, because getting a win is out of the question. And you can see how much it's slowing me down. Normally you go through there basically flat out. What a pain. What an absolute pain that was. Well, that went badly. I got a really good start, and then I don't know who it was, but I think it might have been Ferrari went into the side of me, forced me wide on the corner, then really broke too hard going into the corner and screwed my braking.
We'll be doing one more stop today. One stop left in our strategy.
Oh, for God's sake. No grip. Sorry about this. This is probably the worst I've ever done, and not a good start at all. And where's the grip, man? Some cold tires just screwing me. Not having a good race here. Well, yeah, it's all about just trying to claw something out of this. It's not going to be easy. A little bit wide there. Didn't get the turn in right at all. So, in the end, I'm going to have to manage my tyres a little bit. Anyway. What the? Don't know what happened there. Genuinely don't know how I ended up on that curve. This could have gone much better. Let's face it, couldn't have gone much worse. And I don't... how far off?
DRS is being enabled this lap. We can use DRS when you are within 1 second of the car ahead and in the DRS zone.
As you might have noticed, that it came up with a little option that you can learn about these things. So yeah, basically I'm now waiting for the other cars to pit to get anywhere back in this race. So I'm now on like the longer tyre sort of thing, so I can go further before it'll start to really wear, provided I don't screw it up. Which just gives me that little bit of extra time possibly to claw enough time back that I can maybe get forward a bit in the points, maybe. Support. Right, so I'm clawing some time back. I'm cut 4 seconds out of the gap between myself and the next, well, Ericsson. I will say you are kind of at least seeing some of what this game has to offer in that.
Great work. That's a new fastest lap for the race.
Again, always talking over me. Yeah, you're getting to see some of what the game has to offer in that the AI makes mistakes, you make mistakes, the races don't always go to plan. But also you're seeing that if I wanted, I could have rewound that at the beginning and avoided all this. But I wanted to make this a little bit
We're running
more
an excess on
authentic.
fuel. Mix 3 is there if you need it. Mix 3.
I will do that, like, just not yet. Because, yeah, three laps. Excess fuel, basically, at the minute. And I'll use some of that shortly to help me catch up a bit more. But on the map at the bottom, see, I'm not too far behind. But you know what? Let's up the fuel mix a bit. Help me catch up to these guys. Ooh, I have to be very careful hitting that curve, that can send you flying. See how close I am to them now. I'm finally getting up on the back of the pack.
That was the fastest lap of the race. Keep this up.
So if you get within a second of the car in front, you can use DRS, which opens up the back wing a little bit and just make... Oh, good God. I shouldn't talk myself, should I, when I hit corners, because that just makes it even worse. But I seem to be having a real problem with Eau Rouge today, going through there. Anyway, sorry, as I was saying, you use that, DRS opens up the back wing a little, the rear wing. Yeah, it gives you basically a little extra speed going down the DRS zones. Let's put the fuel back to normal again for a bit, because getting close enough now that I can save a bit of fuel but still be competitive. Now it's about trying not to... Didn't even think you could overtake there. Yeah, as much as you want to just overtake wherever you possibly can, or technically can't, the best move is to bide your time. Because you can end up doing more damage. You know, you try that overtaking lunge at the wrong place and oh god. And yeah, things could go horribly wrong. There's a DRS, and oh, I'm getting a bit of performance hit again. Shouldn't be happening. Oh, you know what? I am actually going to rewind that because for some reason I was getting a performance hit, and I don't know why. So I'm not saying that caused that crash, but I don't think it helped that my concentration went elsewhere. Catching up a bit here, but I'm gonna... What the hell? Seriously, I don't know why I'm losing all grip there every time. Yeah. I'm really struggling for grip going up there.
Caution, caution.
Oh, can't overtake now. Yellow flag zone. Something's happened up here, which means you can't overtake.
Okay, clear.
Right at the end of the DRS zone as well. For God's sake. They keep braking way too hard.
Be careful with the front wing. You've taken some minor damage.
Yeah, I know. I mean, that one was partly my fault, but also partly...
Okay, take it easy on the car. We can't sustain this level of damage.
Chris said shut up. I can tell him to shut up, actually. Well, that was a better exit than he got. Can I get past Stroll here? I'm gonna have to watch it, because he's gonna turn... Oh, come on. Turn right into me. I'm not gonna have that one. That was highly unfair. He didn't even try to watch for me. Just... Right, I'm gonna go on the inside there. Kind of cutting off a little bit because I hit the DRS like marker before I passed him. I was still able to use DRS on the straight there. Right. That wasn't too bad. I wonder if it's because I'm streaming as well that I'm getting some of these performance hits, because
Gap to car in front is 2.5 seconds.
I swear he actually waits till I speak. But yeah, I wasn't getting any of these issues when playing normally, like while I was reviewing it. It's only been while I'm streaming, so... Oh, bit of a lock up there, which isn't going to do my tyres any good. In fact, how are they doing? They're not too bad. I don't actually know when my next stop is due. I can have a look, but... Oh, and another lock up. Getting a bit sloppy now. Teammates in the
Max is
pits.
coming in for a stop. Okay, the gap behind is 4.6 seconds.
And all those sparks that you're seeing is legit. That's how it actually looks. Because the cars are that low down. They're basically scraping the ground half the time at high speed, and yeah, I can't see it being that safe, but what do I know? I feel the grip going from underneath me then. Right, some of them are going in the pits now, so I'm gonna see if I can just coax out a bit more speed. See if I can make up a few places while people are in the pits. Oh, going very slow, kind of ruining my tyres, having to brake in a corner. Can I get around the inside? No! A little bit aggressive sometimes. Not that I'm not, you know, you can probably see that when I'm driving. I'm not entirely, I'm not exactly the cleanest driver, but
Signs is in the pits.
it's just coming out of the pits. There it
We're
is.
approaching the pit window. You'll be on the softs.
So I'm going to be on the soft again. It's not the faster tyre, but never mind. Balls is going to have DRS. And needs to put. Wow, really? Just shunted the back of me? Let's have a look at that from this. If you look back, it just went into the back of me. Not cool. Not cool, Carlos. Right, let's try that again. And just. Yeah, he's just hitting me now. And I'm getting some real bad performance.
Check
I
your
don't know why.
MFD for a new strategy option.
Why am I changing strategy?
Confirmed.
Medium? That's not bad actually. Medium tyre would have me going. For God's sake. Don't know. Why is my... Thanks, Carlos. It's really screwed up my race again. So I'm guessing that seemed to be telling me to go into the pits now, but unless he tells me otherwise, I'll stay out. Try and get another lap out
Remember,
of these
box
tyres.
this lap. Keep an eye on your distance to the speed limit line as you approach, and make sure you don't speed.
Turn my fuel mode back down now. But going in now isn't a bad option, so go to the medium tyre. Going to the medium tyre means I could go to the end of the race without any real issues. White and yellow bar by the percentage of the DRS.
Complete, go now.
You know what? I'm not sure. I'm not sure what that is. I'm very informative, aren't I?
That was our last stop. No more scheduled pit stops.
I think it's to do with the like the energy meter, and oh my god, I just cold tires. I keep forgetting. Sorry guys, this is completely my fault being absolutely awful tonight. Well, at least you get some entertainment out of it. I'm going to slow down quite a bit there. Just right near the back again, but let's up the thingy and up the fuel mix and see if I can get anything out of this race now. Probably not. I think I'm, whoa, don't know what happened there, just complete, yeah, I genuinely don't know what's going on. Complete loss of grip there, and I can't figure out why. And I know these tyres don't grip as well as the others. I didn't think they were that bad. I'm having to be really careful here. Yeah, it's harvesting, that's what it is, the yellow one. I'm not sure what the white one is, but I think the yellow one is the harvesting energy, which I have it on automatic. But it's essentially like when you're braking and stuff like that, it's harvesting energy, sort of recouping some energy, and because these cars are like hybrid engines. So a lot of their power is coming from electric, which is recharged during the race. What energy mode was I on? Fuel mode, sorry, I'm on rich fuel mode start.
Hartley is in the pits.
Ooh. I like to tell you these things as they're actually coming out of the pits. So we're up to 15th, which is terrible considering I started in first, but
the gap behind us is 1.8 seconds.
You know, if you were watching, you'll have seen that it wasn't my fault. I was knocked out basically. Can I get past you?
Mind that front wing. It'll need replacing if it takes too much damage.
Might have hit him there by accident. Oops. So that one was my fault. But yeah, I was a little bit battered at the beginning by I think it was the Ferraris. And forced into an early pit stop, which then lost the grip there and nearly lost the car completely. This has been my worst ever performance on the game, but I still have fun. Let's go in the pits so I can gain another place. Right, let's go back to standard fuel mode now. Still got like 10 laps left. Don't like having to let off the accelerator so much going around there, but this Red Bull doesn't seem to grip that well going through Eau Rouge.
The gap to the car ahead is 7.5 seconds.
So I was trying to get the Red Bull onto the podium for this, preferably a win, but I think best I can hope for now is to get in the points, which is top 10. too much on that one. Teammates in the pits again.
Max is in the pits. Max in the pits.
Doesn't matter because I'm not going to catch up. I might have to go to the high fuel mode again. But we'll see. It's a shame we've not seen anything like a safety car or anything like that. That would have been... Well, I suppose it's not exactly entertaining viewing, but you at least get to see what it's like. Time for the high fuel mode again for a little bit. Bit of a loss of grip there, but managed to carry some more speed through there. But yeah, this was a 50% race for those joining, which is 22 laps around Spa, which it is the longest circuit on the calendar. But yeah, one of my favourite, well, my actual favourite, I should say. I just love the circuit. It's a good one to drive as well. I went around that a bit badly again. This is on hard difficulty as well, to 60 on the scale. Not very good cornering that. I have to watch my fuel now, I think. It's not too bad. There we go. A little bit more grip there. There's a few ahead, so I might be able to get into the points. If we can just stay close by.
The gap to the car behind is 10.1 seconds.
To let back on the or pull back on the accelerator there, because I'm so close to hitting them. Just trying not to go in too much on them. Lost a bit of grip on the exit there, so. But yeah, definitely got to turn down the power right now, or the fuel, so I don't overdo it. He would not give me a chance there, but there we go. Now, can I overtake anyone here? Might have been a mistake, but nope, that wasn't too bad. Right, it's points position now, but I'm gonna have to watch this guy. There we go. So let's see if we can get Perez in the DRS. wide there. Like the front wing's starting to go through general use now. So I'm going to have to be careful. There's still quite a long way to go, yeah. And if that goes, the race is basically over, because I'd have to pit. And yeah, I'd just end up at the back. Ocon just ahead. There's another one just ahead of him, but I can't make out who that is. Might be a McLaren. It should be Alonso, because I'm sure Van Dorn was at the back somewhere. So we're slowly catching up. This is about the best I could hope for, to be honest, after that brutal start. Tyres aren't that bad, but I'm probably going to have to manage them a little bit towards the end. I'm just kind of having to just go for it now. Don't think I'm going to be able to. Yeah, I'm not going to overtake here because it's just not really doable. Better off waiting, just biding the time a little. Try and keep close to him, because if you're within 1 second, I'll get DRS on the main straight as well, and there we go, kind of block him off a little bit as you come round, as you take the racing line away from him. And it was Alonso just ahead, but that was a bad corner. So I'm up to 8th place, so that's not too bad. We're on lap 17 of 22. Sorry I'm not really able to keep up with the chat. I didn't really think this through because, you know, I'm having to keep constant attention on the screen. Closing in on Alonso though, so I might get another place. That was poor. Not bad exit. I don't think I'm going to get close enough to him for a pass. Not that that'd stop the real Daniel Ricciardo, because the dude's insane when it comes to overtaking. Guy can get so much out of the brakes of these cars that it's just unreal. got to be careful here. Pushed me out wide a little there, but you know what? I'm just going to take that. Right, Hulkenberg's next. Let's see if I can catch the Hulk. Alonso is not giving up this place easily though. He's right behind me. Too much coming out of that corner there. It's not too bad though.
Our gap behind is 1.5 seconds.
It's not bad. Oh, turned a little bit too late there. Weird, there's not really been any incidents in the race, you know, like any big crashes or anything like that. The most we had was a yellow flag near the beginning, and that didn't last. That was only for one corner.
We have 5 laps of fuel remaining.
That was awful. Not the worst I've done on that corner, as you might have seen. David's certainly seen the worst of today. Got like 4 laps left and 5 laps of fuel, so I might up the fuel load again. Yeah, screw it. Let's go for it. It's a little tip for anyone who will play this, and if you haven't played the others before. Like, I keep my screen on the tires there, but if you just press right or left on, seriously. Seriously, always talking when I'm trying to talk. Yeah, if you press the D-pad left or right while you're on that screen, it will go to like the fuel mix screen. And once you've set that fuel mix and you leave it, it will automatically go back to the tyre screen. Oh, that's some terrible cornering. So yeah, just worth knowing.
First place is 34.4 seconds.
Yeah, so I'm not getting near first place. Not that we had any delusions of that actually happening now. My grip is going to be terrible now. Oh, getting there. Oh, come on, look at that. Look at that speed. Excuse me, Hulk, coming through. That's probably the best I've done on Eau Rouge in this entire race. Slingshotted out of it quite nicely. Gonna have to watch my cornering now though. Grip's starting to go away. I think Hulkenberg's got better tyres than I have.
Our gap to the car in front is is 6.5 seconds.
Every time I start talking. Yeah, Hulkenberg is not letting up on the back of B. He's right behind me as the arrows you see are displaying. And he'll have DRS now probably, but he mustn't have got a good exit. Keep losing grip going round there. It's worrying when you're just playing a game, but can you imagine what it's like actually driving it if you lost grip up there? Oops.
There's 3 laps of fuel remaining.
See how he always likes to talk to you as you're going into corners though? I think this might be the place we end up. 6th place. Because I think I'm a little bit too far behind Sainz for me to catch him when I've only got one more lap after this. And the tyres are quite bad now. But let's get the fuel mix up though. And gun it for maybe both laps. Oh, in fact, yeah, I've only got one lap left once I get round these last couple of corners. So we'll gun it and we'll see what happens. Extreme loss of grip. Can't really get around the corners very well, but here we come on to the final lap.
This is your final lap of the race.
See the total loss of grip going up here now. Not as bad as I thought it'd be.
Your DRS is offline. The rear wing is down, so you can stay out while we work on a fix.
Thanks. Luckily I don't need it. But again, there's something that you see, like that's the sort of thing that does happen in real F1. You know, you get technical problems. And it can happen in the game when you've got simulation damage on. Because it means that certain things can just fail. I mean, sometimes it's down to how you drive the car. You know, you're not looking after it.
Okay, gap ahead is 3.6 seconds. Okay, the gap behind is 4.7 seconds.
Okay. It's a shame I'm just getting towards Sainz, but just not close enough. Well, that could have been worse.
Race over. Take care of the car on the way in.
Awesome. 6th
A
place.
great win then for the Maranello team today. So, Ant, how exactly did they set themselves apart from the pack today?
Well, I think the track conditions just really suited their car today. Wind, track temperature, you name it. These cars come alive when the tyres are just at the right temperature. So the more easily you can keep them there, the better your race tends to go. And that's exactly what happened. Their car just looks so comfortable out there.
And as we can see, it's time for the podium, and as the drivers make their way out, there's a familiar red suit making its way to the top step. Fantastic win for Ferrari.
I don't know. Gets a win after barging me off the track. Just not cool. Right, let's catch up on the chat. David with the jokes again.
And now I'd like to ask you, Anthony Davidson, who was your driver of the day?
I'll probably go for Pierre Gasly. The team did a good job with the strategy to put him in amongst the pack, but it's the driver's job to capitalise on those opportunities, and he did so with a lot of skill.
That's it for today's Grand Prix, and from Anthony...
Right, I'll stick the replay on while I go and look through the chat. Right. So, David's joke. Why don't dinosaurs talk? Because they're dead. Well, it's not wrong. David saying it was always my fault. Thanks, David. But here's what happened. It's like here he actually barged into me. They were actually barging into each other there as well, so it just made a mess. And yeah, he broke a little bit too hard there, and that knackered my front wing, which, as you'll see in a minute, really plays havoc with your handling. Like, I was turning in fully there, and that's how much the car wouldn't turn, basically. And it slowed me right down as well, and yep, had to go into the pits on the first lap. Amazing. Right. Yeah, Chris, as usual, just, you know, just dissing me. Every opportunity. Hi, Dane. You've made it, but the stream's actually ending in a moment. I'd love to keep going, but I've got an early start tomorrow, so I don't want to go too much on this. But this was good, and hopefully you guys enjoyed watching that. I'm sorry I couldn't really stay on the chat too much with me having to watch the screen at all times. But yeah, there was me struggling, having to go into the pits on the first lap. Thanks, Ferrari. At least you get to watch the pit stop properly. They had to change the nose and everything. Bloody Ferraris. Brutes. A lot of them. But yeah, thanks again for joining me tonight, guys. Sorry I didn't get the result I was hoping for. Started off in first place after a decent qualifying, and yeah, first lap incident kind of screwed it, and yeah, didn't really go well from there, but managed to at least get back to 6th, which is better than nothing. But yes, thanks for joining me. Sorry about the black screen you're probably seeing right now. But yes, that is the end of tonight's stream, and I hope you've enjoyed it. I've had fun, even though it went horribly wrong at many points. And I will see you again soon, hoping to get back into the streaming a lot more regularly now as well. But yeah, you guys know all these things by now, and if you don't, then, you know, keep watching us, keep reading the site, all of that. It's great, and I'll see you again soon. Thanks you again for joining me again. I'll keep saying it. See you later, guys. Bye bye.